Hello and welcome. My name's Super Saiyan and this is your weekly news and pre-order video covering all the new releases from Games Workshop. Firstly, I want to say a massive thank you to all of you members that continue to support the channel every month with all of the content. Then a very warm welcome to you new subscribers, and another thank you to everyone that uses the Element Games affiliate link found in the description of every video. If you click that, you'll save yourself 20% off your Warhammer, and if you use the code, you'll also earn double the crystals, which you can then use to get even further reductions. Now, I haven't released a video for a while. I was working last week on Saturday, so that was why. Now, unless you've been living under a rock over the past couple of weeks, you might not have heard about the controversy, and I was thinking about doing a separate video, and then I thought I'll bundle it into this one. So this is your chance, all of you subscribers and viewers of channel Super Saiyan, to have your thoughts and opinions in the comments below about female Custodes or femtoadies or Games Workshop, now called Games Wokeshop. They've gone woke, and not surprising when you look at the parties that own the majority of the shares in the company. Now, I've been around the hobby for 30 years or so, and I've read a lot. I've read a lot of lore, I've read a lot of books. I don't just collect and build models. I've been fully invested in the whole of the hobby for that amount of time. I had a few years where I had a hiatus, but there are now decades where I've given Games Workshop my money, and Google's money, I guess, as well, to Games Workshop. And I'm all for bringing new miniatures, and I'm all for representation. I could understand it if there were lots of races and they all had a gender, or they're all a certain way and certain people were being excluded, but that's not the case. That really isn't the case. If it's for inclusion, it's the weakest argument I've ever seen, because you have Tyranids, you have Sisters of Battle, you have Sisters of Science, you have so many points of representation. What is next? Female orcs. Next, male Sisters of Silence. I mean, I'm not angry about any of that. Like I said, I'm all for new miniatures and moving the storyline forward and things like that. I think the Primaris debacle was awful. From the ground up, they should have just said, we're making bigger Space Marines, deal with it. But they had to put it all in the lore and say, oh yeah, you know, for the past 10,000 years we've had Primaris, but they've just been sleeping. It's the fact that Games Workshop have lied. That's the real kicker. Like, if you're invested in a company, if you're invested in a hobby for 30 years, and then Games Workshop outright lie to you, I can see why people are cross, people are angry. It's nothing to do about introducing females into a sort of male brotherhood group. It's the way they handled it. There have always been female custodians. Like, no, when there is no evidence for it. I understand moving the story forward and saying, oh, okay, well, now they've been experimenting and, you know, they've been able to bring out female custodies and stuff, and, you know, tinker with the genealogy now that we've got 2 Primarchs around and things like that. Yeah, maybe. But to just outright say that there have always been female orcs, there have always been male Sisters of Silence, there have always been male Sisters of Battle. Sisters of Battle have always not been religiously devout. Psychers aren't a natural evolution of humans that have tapped into their prefrontal cortex abilities. They just simply have a higher psychic midichlorian count. Let's go with that. No, it's the handling of it is just arguments for and against supporting female custodes. The law has always allowed for that's different though. Allowed for their existence. Again, no. They've always been referred to as men, as a brotherhood. At the baseline, because I remember reading some arguments about, like, you know, female space marines and things like that. At its baseline, like, these are superhuman warriors. Even more so with custodes that have been genetically tinkered with, far beyond what you'd even call human anymore. They're so far removed from being human. So why do you have to bring them base down? For me, I'd rather them not refer them to male or female all the time. Like sprinkle that in. So I thought I'd just address that first of all. That means your Horus Heresy is not safe. Like, at first, I thought it was 40k, you know, with custodians in 40k, because it's a 40k codex and things. No. If they bring out female custodes, then, yeah, they'll be used for games of Horus Heresy as well. They could have done so much more. This is the thing. Like, Sisters of Battle, I've got a big Sisters of Battle army. Love Sisters of Battle. I wanted to support that release. For me, I didn't get them because they're all female. I got them because that's what I associate them to be. An army of sisters. Maybe you feel the same about Custodes. You've got an army, a brotherhood. I don't know. This opens the way, though, as I said, in that they've always been female Space Marines. Now that there have always been female custodians, I will now have female custodes, female Sisters of Battle, and female Sisters of Silence. I want to carry on with the rest of the news video and things. I'll look at all the products on a sort of case-by-case basis. And if we go back to a week ago, so the 20th, you could pre-order the Dark Oath army sets. I was thinking about getting these, but then the horses just put me off a bit too much. The Kingdom of Bretonia, Lady Elise Duchard, looks amazing. Forge World resin, lots of detail on that. Looks fantastic. Painting is beautiful, especially like the moss and things on that pillar. Got a Lord on Royal Pegasus, and you got some Tomb Kings, some Orcs and Goblins. So even more Orcs and Goblins. And that is it for the pre-orders last week. The next day on the Sunday, we had the Tau Empire. They're releasing their codex. Very nice cover art. I like that. That's a throwback to the sort of first edition of it. And then, yeah, for some reason, for the standard edition, you've got different cover art. Okay. You've got some Kroot Shapers. That's pretty cool. That Kroot Lone Spear. Very nice model. And then you've got the Rider, the Rampagers, the Carnivores, and the Hounds. And then a Combat Patrol. As well as some dice. Very nice dice. I like them a lot. You got made-to-order orcs. So you've got the old Orc Dreadnought. Is it going to be metal? Don't know. You've got some Warhammer Heroes Series 4. Comes to stores. Very nice. You know, that captain is cool. I like the grenade throwing. Yeah. You could hot swap some of these out for the other units, couldn't you? Warhammer Horus Heresy. So today you can pre-order the Solar Auxilia, Basilisk, and Medusa. I think I'm just going to go for the Basilisk. I don't know whether I'll go for the Dozer Blade, though. That seems a bit odd. You'd have a Dozer Blade for an artillery piece, but oh well. You've got the Hermes, oh god, Light Sentinel Squadron. So these are the smaller sort of sentinels. Multi-lasers and grenade launchers, it seems. Wide range of options. War of the Mortal Realms book, Indrasta novel, and The End of the Death Volume 2 in paperback, I think. And then Horus Heresy Collection 8, Collection 7, Collection 12. Warhammer Plus, you got a battle report. From what I've read, I think a lot of people have cancelled their Warhammer Plus subscriptions because of the woke nature now. So you've got Take Tertium from the console to the tabletop in Warhammer 40,000 Darkside Miniatures game. Finally, there's a bit of a crossover. But you've got some old minis in there. Minis that we've seen before. Probably even these Chaos Guard. You've got Grombrindal returns to the Mortal Realms to celebrate the 500th issue of White Dwarf, of course. Lovely miniature as well. Incredible non-metallic, metallic paint job. Yeah, I think this is going to be very popular. He does appear now and again. Look at this, look at that, 500. The 192-page Mega Milestone issue. It would be cool if it came with the miniature as well, for all those people that have bought 500 of them. Skaven Warlock Engineer. Yeah, so we get some new Skaven. It's quite cool. You got the Rumour Engine. I think this is sort of Mechanicum. Maybe an Artilax or whatever they're called. Walker. You got the Hermes Sentinels, free rules. Of course, you're going to get free rules because I don't think they're in the actual book. 50 points. You can have 6 of them. You got the grenade launchers. Toughness 5, save 4+, ballistic skill 3. Yeah, pretty straightforward. 10-inch movement though. You've got the grenade launchers, yeah, or multi-lasers. Oh, I thought they had loads of weapon options. Velataris Squadron, okay. Okay, so these ones you've got the heavy flamers, or Volkite calivers. Now we're talking. Okay. So yeah, you've got the free rules there, and you've got Tau Empire Combat Patrol. Discover what makes the Mortal Realms awesome through 4 first-class novels. So yeah, you would have the Hollow King there. Badloon Rising, yes. God eat his son. Okay. Battle packs, battle plans, starting an Orc army in 40k, what you need to know. Wow, quite a big article there. You got the Meta Watch, and then thrilling events to add to your calendar. Starting Adeptus Custodes army, what you need to know from painting to lore. Okay, so they kind of talk about Custodes in like a general kind of way, and then bang, straight away. You've got Sisters of Silence. So potent ability is powerfully harnessed in the warriors known as Sisters of Silence. They speak about them in general terms, but they don't really refer to any of them as female or male in this explained section. You've got Painting Community Multicolored Crute, Tau Emperor Evolves, and then Battle Tactics as well. So not a huge amount of news other than... So let's go on over to Games Workshop web store and have a look at the Tau, pretty much. So you've got new and exclusive. So if we go on new and exclusive and we have a look at the pre-orders and we go high to low. So this is what we've got. We've got the Slaves of Darkness Dark Oath army set. That was last week for £120. You got the Combat Patrol Tau Empire, £95. Yeah, we're pretty much at £100 now for these sort of starter sets. Yeah, they should only be 50, guys. Let's face it. You've got the Codex Collector's Edition, £60 for these. 136 pages. Yeah, quite beefy. Remember, you're getting free delivery of orders over £40. It used to be, I think, like £20 or £24, something like that. But now it's over 40 and £3.50 for orders under £40. The Necrolith Colossus Expert Kit, so I'm assuming that is Forge World resin. That was last week, I think. You've got the Night Goblin Mob, £47.50. The Goblin Mob, £47.50. The Orc Boar Chariots for the same price, £47.50. Black Orc Mob, £47.50. The Orc Boys and Orc Ara Boys Mob, £47.50. The Peasant Bowman, £47.50. The Men at Arms, £47.50. And these Hermes Light Velataris Sentinel Squadron, £40. Let's just have a look at these. So I think they're the Velataris because they've got the Volkite, and then they're just the normal light. I probably will pick up a couple of boxes of these just because they do look quite fun. We'll see. And then I can make 2 variants. You've got 110 plastic components. Yeah, quite standard. I think their pricing, I think £30 would have been a bit better. £20 each for these is, but especially when there's only 100 sort of parts. Then you've got the tank, the Solar Auxilia Basilisk / Medusa. Let's have a look at this. £40, quite standard price for these tanks. Yeah, you'll get the upgrade sprue, which I probably might use for this one. You get a nice fully detailed interior with some crew, so there is that going for it, and you get the different shells as well. Again, I'll probably pick up 2 of these, one Earthshaker and one, Medusa. You've got. I was impressed with the Malcador tank. I built that, and the review of that will be on Monday. Comprised of 187 components. And then you've got the transfer sheet as well. Yeah, it looks good. I think that's the upgrade sprue, the vehicle accessory sprue, should I say. You've got the Casket of Souls, £40. Lord on Royal Pegasus, £40. Got the Crutox Rampages for £37.50. That's for Tau. They look good, but I'm just not into Tau at all. 77 plastic components, 50mm bases. You've got the Goblin Wolf Rider Mob for £37.50. The Orc Boar Boys Mob, £37.50. You've got Lady Elise Duchar for £36. Not too bad. Beautiful model. Got a bit of foot action going on there. 12 resin components. Yeah, they could have priced her at 40, but out of stock, so she sold out very quickly. You got the Tau Empire Codex for £35. You've got the Kroot Lone Spear for £32.50. I do like this model though. Out of the Kroot, it's probably one of my favourites. It looks like the kind of axolotl from Fallout in a way, but without a big head. And in this coloration, I don't know how they've done that, but I hope there's a paint guide somewhere, because that magma type creature is right up my street. You got the Kroot Carnivores for £32.50. Is that for 10 of them? Jeez. Yeah, 10 Kroot Carnivores. I mean, I suppose it could be worse. It could be sort of 35 or 40 quid. You've got the Krutox Rider for £27.50. Does he have any options? Yeah, he does. Okay, so you can have these different weapons. That looks quite funky. I'd love to just customize these and put orcs on them instead, but you're getting 43 plastic components for that one. You've got the Orc Shamans for £27.50. Got the Kroot Hounds for £25 for 5 of them. Like £5 each. Kroot Warshaper, £22.50. So this is the new sort of leader. Do like the cloak, but it is a 1 sprue. Yeah, nice model that. I like that. You've got Kroot Trail Shaper for £21, so a bit cheaper. Sprue's a bit smaller as well. Only 11 components for that one. I don't think you get any options. What you see is what you get for that, I think. You got the Kroot Flesh Shaper. God, how many shapers do you need? This one, again, what you see is what you get. Not many pieces at all, that one. 8, yeah, 8, £21. You got the Tau data sheet cards, £20, and the dice set for 18. Very nice dice. Goblin Shaman for £17. You've got the War for the Mortal Realms paperback for 15. End of the Death Volume 2, a paperback for £12.99. I remember it wasn't that long ago that hardbacks were 15. So yeah. And then Indrasta. And the thing is, these were £20, so I would happily pay the extra £7 to get it in hardback. Indrasta, the Celestial Spear paperback, £7.99, and that's it. So 35 sort of pre-orders in total. Still on a 2-week pre-order cycle. So you know, if you wanted to get the tank and you pre-ordered it, you're gonna get it in 2 weeks. So just bear that in mind if you're not very patient and you like to get your products, you know, relatively quickly. Like even a week is a bit of a stretch. You know, just be prepared to wait half a month for them. So you give them your money and then yeah, you'll get it in sort of 2 weeks. And that's it for all the news and pre-orders and things from Games Workshop. I know I took a big chunk of the video just, you know, going off on one about female Custodes or Femstodes. But I wanted to address that in this video rather than make a separate kind of rant video about it. What do you think of that revelation and of all these products? Are you fine with it? If you are fine, then you kind of are going to be fine with anything and everything that they do in the future. If you're not fine with it, tell us how not fine you're with it, and you know, whether you've quit the hobby, whether you're going your own way, whether you're exploring other hobbies and ventures, and you know, please put everything down in the comments below. As always, thank you for your continued support for the channel. There will be continued coverage of Warhammer because it is one of my hobbies, but there'll be a lot less of the new stuff, put it that way. There'll be more of me going over models that I currently have, rather than a focus on pre-orders and new releases. And that's not just because of the recent change and direction. It's a number of factors. That is one of them, but this whole pre-order 2-week thing as well, and the way they're treating the community, like blocking accounts and stuff like that, just doesn't sit well with me. And of course, there are also almost 4,000 videos on my channel, which go through a lot of the products. Well, I hope you find them useful and entertaining. Anyway, thank you for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Empress protects.